Nikki Mueller has several button designs that should find quite an audience when the Democratic National Convention comes to Charlotte in September.
They've been extremely popular. I think, Charlotte is just so excited to have the DNC here. The DNC has actually contacted me about possibly partnering with them and selling them exclusively on their online site. So that would be a really exciting thing. My goal is to have Obama wearing one of my buttons.
Just the possibility of the president sporting a button that she made would have been inconceivable several years ago. Nikki is a graphic designer for an architectural firm. Her second life as a button maker began when a board of which she is a member had a contest.
They wanted us to create buttons for Charlotte, felt like the city needed a little something, to say about itself.
Nikki came up with dozens of slogans, and the board picked 3 of hers to use. She still liked all of the ones she had come up with, though, so she stuck them on buttons and took them to a local market.
Put them out there and sold out, and I thought, well, I think I'm onto something.
Now Nikki has 30 or 40 different designs that she sells.
I kind of just seem to have done the right thing at the right time. This whole buy local movement, I feel like it has exploded in about the past year.
Nikki comes up with the slogans, designs, and produces buttons in her own little desktop factory. She sells them at markets, online, and through several retail outlets. It's all been a new experience for Nikki.
A lot of people have been endeared by me, the fact that I have no business plan. I have no, 10-year, what's not made in China in 5 years? I'm like, what's not made in China tomorrow? I have no idea. It's just kind of whatever comes my way.
She might not have all the answers about the business side of things, but Nikki seems very adept at coming up with slogans and designs that connect with the public. The ones that sell the best are relatively tame.
Things to do in Charlotte. The one that says, check out Asheville, shop in Atlanta, vacation in Charleston. That's like #1 seller.
The more risque buttons, though, draw attention and seem to be real crowd pleasers.
I love those little niche markets of people who will buy the little off-the-cuff, off-collar kind of things.
Nikki has received mostly positive feedback for the messages that she puts on her buttons.
I've gotten a lot of publicity around Charlotte. I think everybody's just so excited that somebody's saying something about Charlotte that isn't, the typical souvenir shirt with Charlotte and the skyline.
There have been some, however, who don't like the fact that she makes fun of Charlotte or their particular neighborhood.
Nobody's forcing you to buy this. It's, freedom of speech, and, if you don't like it, don't buy it. But a lot of people like it, so I'm going to keep doing it.
While she started by skewering Charlotte, Nikki now has buttons focusing on other spots, such as Asheville and Columbia. It's all done under the umbrella of her company name, which might be the most popular aspect of all, not made in China.
It's not about boycotting China. It's kind of a more tongue-in-cheek play on the idea about buying local. The sign that I have at the shows, I get more comments on that sign, not made in China, than I do on the buttons, a lot of times.
It's all about fun, but there is a point somewhere in there too. Maybe it would be better to buy locally made products instead of getting everything from China.
I don't think we're gonna ever get everybody to just buy local. Just doing a little bit at a time is, the best that you can do. We're talking about this recession and how people don't have jobs. Why aren't there jobs here? It's because people are sending their money everywhere else.
The Not Made in China name has been a hit, and so has another slogan Nikki came up with: when life gives you hands, make handmade.
It just came. I wasn't trying to think of it. It's just like, I like to play with words. It's been a lot of fun doing these shirts and doing the tote bags because I'm able to reach a broader audience with that. It was nice to have something that, resonated with the whole movement.
Nikki spends weekends and many nights making her buttons. It's time-consuming, but she is content having it as a sidelight and not her main source of income.
People ask me all the time, so when is this full-time? When are you taking this nationwide? And all these kinds of things. I worry about making it a full-time thing and then resenting it, feeling stressed out about it. I think that's what allows me to be so creative with it, is I'm not dependent on it. If you don't buy a button that I've designed, it's not going to break me.
By doing this, Nikki has made some extra money for herself, but the benefits go far beyond just the financial aspect.
This has really reignited my passion for design. It's made me really realize that this is what I'm meant to do. This is what I love to do. This is what I choose to do in my spare time and on weekends, you know? This is something that I feel like is bigger than me, and it's been able to reach an audience, and having that is just amazing.